What's up, guys? Time for another video. It's a video that I've made twice before, but people are asking me to do it again, so fuck it. I mean, if you guys want to fucking watch it again, dude, right? How would I change the wall in Strive? And this is really just, I mean, technically it's Sunday right now. Technically the beta is still going on, but again, I don't really play a lot of video games, so this is kind of like my 5 minute, just my 5 minute thought. And this is like the same idea of what I said I would have done with the wall because it's so obviously a just fucked up system. But what I would have done with the wall with my 5 minutes of talking or thought process in my little pea-sized brain. Also, remember, if you like Pikachu, remember to like the videos. This is Angel Pikachu. Angel Pikachu only wants the best for you. Unless he doesn't like you, then he might not want the best for you. But anyway. Let's be positive here. So let's look at the wall here, right? Let's say we got a stage because there's 3 stages, right? So let's just do something simple. And anything I'm telling you right now, take with a grain of salt. Because I'm really trying to just generalize here just to show what a simple fix. Just don't even be too complicated about it, right? But in general, what color should we use for the stage? Let's say let's lose a baby blue because of Pikachu. Baby blue and his baby black eyes. Anyway. So there's a stage C, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Anyway. So, basic idea of the walls, you break a wall, you go to this side, you break a wall, go this side, whatever. Okay? And before this beta, if you recall, you could actually hit the dude a little bit higher on the wall, right? And then they would fall down and do this splat, right? So there was at least sort of a theoretical mix-up, even if, it doesn't really, the wall has not regenerated yet, right? But there was more of a theoretical mix-up. But in this version of the beta, which I am a little surprised they made it like this, it only really works if the last hit is a ground hit. Then you get the slumping animation. And I'm actually surprised they did that. I don't know why. I know I showed in, excuse me, sorry. I know I showed in my recent, or my early beta, whatever the footage was, I showed you could actually make your guy invincible when they fell for a little bit. So maybe when they were testing the game, they actually found like an exploit with that or something. I don't fucking know why they did it. Maybe they just really want you to break the wall. But how about this? Long forward. What is something easy they could have done just to make this a little bit more interesting of a gimmick and put a new spin on a fighting game? And I always say that's important. When you make a fighting game or you're making whatever it might be, you want to have something that sells your product that is actually new. And that is something, if you think about the wall, at least kind of like in a 2D fighting game. I guess there have been walls in other games if we're thinking about that Fatal Fury game. And I think there's this really bizarre SNK game. I forget the name that has a wall as well. But generally speaking, there's no walls in fighting games, right? You know what I mean? So that should be a selling point, right? And it seems like they really did want to sell you on it, right? But it just became an afterthought. But you want to be able to sell an audience or a consumer what is new about your product. Why do I want to play your product? What is the new kind of spin or perspective it can put on your game? And they could have just done something so fucking like easy, right? Could have just done something simple like, let's just say this. You can only break in a match. The match is 3 rounds, whatever it is. You can only break. Where's my fucking cursor? Where did the cursor go? Oh, there it is. Sorry. You can only break the right side of a stage once and the left side of a stage once, okay? So say if you were, and again, follow what I'm going to say here, right? If you started at stage B, right? Boom, the guy broke the right side of the wall. Boom, they fly to this side, right? Now they're at this side. Now eventually during the match, boom, boom, they can't break this side anymore. But they could break this side, right? And they don't go back to here. It's not a fucking circle, dude. It's a fucking video game. I know one of the haters was trying to say, your idea is good, but it doesn't work because video games are a circle. That's the fucking level of intelligence I'm dealing with here, okay? On a daily basis for the 15 minutes that I check what's going on in the video game world. This is the intelligence that I'm dealing with. It's a circle, so you can't do that. It's not a fucking circle. It's a fucking video game. You're a fucking idiot, dude. I read a comment recently that was so stupid. I just had to block it. I woke up and I read this comment and I'm like, this has ruined the first 30 seconds of my day that I had to subject myself to reading something so stupid. So just in case I will block this person so they don't never have to post something to waste 30 seconds of my day again. But where were we? So say, where's my mouse, dude? Where's it going? What did I hit? There we go. I'm sorry, dude. So anyway, so if they broke this part of the stage C, then they can't break the right side. They can only break the left side, and they would go here because it doesn't have to go in this direction. It doesn't have to be exact. Dude, why is my fucking mouse so... I gotta make this bigger. I can't fucking see this shit, dude. I guess I'm not wearing my glasses today, but I'm going blind, dude. But so they go to the... they go to ace A if they break that, right? So what does this actually do? What I would do is in the match of the game or whatever, while you're playing, I would, of course, you would fiddle with the damage, make the damage a little bit less, right? But make it so when you break the wall, it is actually almost like a fucking free win. The advantageous factor of it is extreme, right? So normally if a guy just hits the wall, boom, boom, and you get to that part where they splat on the wall, and then it gives the player a choice. So imagine they're like, wow, fuck, I just broke this side of the wall. But they're like, you know what? He's already almost dead. And I lost the first round of the match. Do I use this almost free win if I break this wall because the advantageous does so much damage? Maybe it gives you meter build, whatever it is. You know what I mean? This is almost a free win. But I already lost the first round. So if I break this wall the next time, what if the next time when we start off in stage C, what if he's in the corner here and I've been losing the match? It's like, oh, well, fuck, I can't break this side. You know what I mean? And you're like, well, fuck. Now, that was like my free win, or that was like my little bonus, right? So it's like, well, fuck. You know what I mean? He needs to be on this side for me to break it. Whatever it might be, dude. There's so many little mind games in there. And, they want fucking cheap pops in the game. They want something for the announcer to be excited. That is something, just think about how simple that is that would make somebody excited. You're playing a match, again, the regular match, tone down the damage a little bit. But remember, only the left side can be broken once. And if you break the left side here and you go to side A, you can't break the left side again. Only the right side could be broken, okay? Think about it. I think it's so fucking simple, right? But it adds little elements to think, because if you're actually playing the match, then imagine the announcers are really like, wow, the guy's broken the wall. Maybe no one has broken the wall yet. And this guy, he's just doing some okie, whatever it is, right? He splatted against the wall, and he's like, well, fuck. Does he want to win the first round for free, basically? Or does he let him fall down with the falling animation, whatever, go for some like mix-up, whatever? But then what if he needed that? And so there's actually like a little question, and it makes it hype because the announcers are telling us like, oh shit, he almost can guarantee this round, but maybe he still needs to win this next round. So it's like there's a little bit of a guessing, like a little bit of a anticipation while the announcer is watching. There's anticipation while the viewer is watching. It's a little bit of a new mind game, a little bit of a new spin on a fighting game. And it adds a little bit of excitement, right? So again, that's just such a basic idea of what you could have done. It doesn't need to be like, oh, he broke that side, but then he broke that side. Oh, but then it goes all the way back here. It's a circle. It's a circle of life. I have no idea what the fuck I'm talking about. It has to be a circle. Why the fuck does it have to be a circle? It's a video game, you fucking idiot. Why can't you just say, if you've broken the right side, you're going to always go to stage C. If you broke the left side here when you're inside A, you always go to stage C. If you broke the left side first, you won't be able to break the left side again. You can only break the right side, and then you would go to that C. It's so fucking simple, dude. And again, think about the mind game it could add, right? Add a bigger bonus when you actually break the wall that it's almost a guaranteed win. The guy's knocked down, meter bonus, that the damage is extreme. Maybe you could even RC drift in because you can then off the ground to come again. Whatever it might be, I'm not even trying to make it too complicated. Just think about the simplest thing, dude. What a simple idea that makes the game exciting, dude. Because it adds anticipation, it adds a question. Even when you're reading a book, how does the author get the reader to question what's going on? How does they get them to anticipate something? Two players are starting off on a match. Who knows what the life bar is, right? Maybe someone eventually hits the wall and they splat. And they're like, oh, fuck, they splat the animation. This is a big advantage. Do they want to use it round one? Or since they're winning already, Are they going to take that gamble and not break the wall? Are they going to maybe they hit the guy fall or higher in the air, so they're just going to tech out, whatever it might be. You know what I mean? Not like there's a real teching air throw thing in this shitty fucking game anyway. I don't want to call it shitty, but you know what I mean? The mind game of this is fucking terribly implemented as it is for now, right? But there's anticipation there. And again, you think if, man, oh, fuck, it's just the first round. Maybe a guy is losing and he's like, fuck, it's so fucking simple and obvious. And again, I haven't even really thought about this besides right when I saw the wall. I'm like, they should have just done this. It was like my 5-minute idea. Even my 5-minute idea of looking at this, I'm like, the wall works like this, I can tell. And of course, it still works like that. So it's like, why don't they just do that? What a simple fix. And of course, if you do a dust, you know what I mean? Dust will always stage transition to a different stage. Keep the dust, whatever, if you need to. Okay, Jimmy, keep the dust, whatever. But the fucking stages don't have to be a circle. Why the fuck does the stage have to be a circle? Add a simple mind game in. Think about the anticipation. Think about the announcers telling you the story of the match. It adds such a simple new mind game to a fighting game that doesn't have to be, in any other fighting game but your game. You've now sold your game because now you have told the fighting game audience you can only get this mind game if you play Guilty Gear Strive. This perspective on what a fighting game can be, this new spin on a fighting game, is only possible in Guilty Gear Strive. Fucking simple as hell. And again, you could make it more complicated. You could make it something like, oh, when you wall splat, you need to, maybe every character has a EX move or some bullshit that breaks the wall. Or they have their one freebie. You know, in fucking XR, they have like bursts and they have like a burst and a super. Maybe you have new burst attacks or something that will break the wall. And that's the only time you could do it. You could put just so many different spins on it. You could make it any more complicated than you want to break the wall. Or you could just keep it simple. But the mind game there is what is most important because it's the new perspective that you put on a game. It's the new story that you tell the audience that automatically gives you some anticipation, right? And I understand the perspective that some people are like, oh, well, I hate Okazuna, I hate media attacks, whatever, blah, blah, blah. I don't want to be knocked down in the corner all the time. And motherfuckers, if you've watched my videos, I've said that I actually do think Guilty Gear is a game that is not as progressive as it used to be. Because ultimately, yes, Guilty Gear is a game that indulged into every time you saw a new character, it just felt like this character knocks me down into a big fireball and I got to hold the mix up. This character knocks me down into their bullshit. I got to block their mix up. It's kind of like, oh, that's all the kind of the game is. It kind of feels like, right? So, I mean, I understand that perspective of that makes people annoyed. But also from a certain perspective, these are the tools you were given. This is the scope of the game, the tools you were given to make the game. Guilty Gear, the dudes that make the game, they deserve a lot of credit. At one point, they were making a lot of interesting characters, but at a certain point, there's only so much you can do with the system you're given. You know, there's only so much room in your taco. I can only put in chicken. I can only put in so much lettuce, so many peppers, onions. You know, there's not room, cheese. There's not room for anything else. It's a taco. It's a quinchilla bulgese kebab. There's only so much room in the fucking kebab, okay? You know what I mean? So it's I understand some people don't like it, but this is the game you're playing, okay? So at least for this, you know what? Hey, the wall's still there, dude. You know what I mean? If the wall's about to break, you know what I mean? Maybe put in a gimmick. You can only break the wall if you use your EX attack or your burst attack, whatever it might be. And if they hit the wall, hey, your combo is going to stop. And if they're too high, they just pop up and you don't really, you don't get anything off it. Or if they're low enough to the ground, they fall to the ground and, and then you get your little Okizeme or whatever, but then the wall is going to break again, whatever it might be. But it's just that simple mind game of what I'm telling you guys that they could have added that puts a new spin. When I talk about games like Dragon Ball FighterZ, all right, man, I need some more water pretty soon, dude. A game like Dragon Ball FighterZ, they should have sold the game more on the homing dash reflecting tug of war, fireball reflecting homing dash, tug of war, because that's one of the only new things that can be in your game. That's why certain characters can even work in a game like that, because the idea of a character like that in another game, that sort of archetypical character, could not exist without that system. And that's why they should have put more characters like that in the game that actually focus on it and actually flesh out that idea fundamentally. Because again, when you're selling something to someone, you have to sell them what is new. Why do I want your product more than the other product? And a game like Guilty Gear Strive, we put in a wall. What does the wall do? The wall is not really doing anything new for a fighting game right now. It's not interesting. It's just kind of like a cheap pop, a defensive mechanic almost. It's got this invisible fucking time meter buffer. It's like, oh, he hit me 1 second here, but then I hit him there. Let's say my main combo here is 7 hits. Oh, but how long have we been playing the match? Technically, I hit him 5 seconds ago, and then I hit him 3 seconds ago. So when I get to the wall, am I at 6 hits now of the combo, or am I at 5 hits? Because maybe it was actually a second and a half, so maybe that extra hit went back up. So maybe I'm at 6 hits, and you're like, what the fuck is going on? Like, that's your fucking system? Do you realize how convoluted that is in a game that is supposedly more simple? Fucking retarded, dude. Angel Pikachu is not impressed, but generalizing, let's say that's what we're given. You still got to do something more interesting than just that. Oh, if they hit a super, they're knocked down, or if they break the wall. It's not fucking interesting because there's no real fucking legitimate mind game there. Generalizing, right? Like, of course I said, yeah, there's certain characters that can bounce you out of the wall. No shit, Sherlock. I fucking said that in these videos. No shit, Sherlock. I've said, oh, character like Potemkin, when his throw is so damaging, there might be an idea, because, yeah, he actually kills you. It doesn't matter that the wall has not regenerated because he does so much damage even with the throw mix-up in there. Theoretically, something like that works. But generalizing the game, the idea is not there. It's a very shaky foundation. You could blow this game over with a piece of wind, a strong wind. So, again, I haven't really thought of it. You know what I mean? This is the same idea I had 5 minutes when I looked at this game. I'm like, this is how this game's going to work. Guess what? Who was right? Who the fuck do you think was right, dude? The game still works like I said it was going to work, dude. But that's just a simple 5-minute fix. And I'm like, a new spin is on a fighting game now. How fucking simple. You could have just done that, dude. Anyway. Remember, if you like the peaceful, prosperous Pikachu of prophecy, leave the video a like. Sub, silly comment, whatever. If you want to share the videos, it helps the channel. I guess it is still the weekend. I guess maybe I should try to find a combo game. Like I said, the game doesn't really interest me too much, and I know this hurts people feeling, but hey, I'm making this video right here. I don't really play a lot of video games. So it doesn't really interest me to play video games all day. It's not really a super big concern of mine. But anyway, thanks for watching. The end.